these people were rejected by a person. They were filtered, scored, flagged by a system. No face, no voice, no explanation, just a result. And here's the uncomfortable part. In most cases, no one can clearly explain how that decision was made, because it came from artificial intelligence. But that's not the real story. The real story is this. AI did not choose to make those decisions. Someone chose to let it. There's a room most people never see. It doesn't exist in one place. But it's where the real decisions about AI happen. Not what AI decides, but what AI is allowed to decide. Most people think AI runs on its own now, that we built something we can't control, that the future is already decided. But they're looking at the wrong thing. Because while everyone watches what AI does, almost no one sees the hands on the levers. There are three things you need to understand. First, where the real control points are and why they're invisible. Second, the biggest illusion about AI autonomy and who benefits from you believing it. Third, the choices being made right now that will shape the future of AI, with or without you. This isn't about stopping AI. It's about understanding who is steering it. And once you see the levers, you can't unsee them. Let me show you how this really works. To see the levers, you first need to understand the machine. Not the AI itself, the system around it. AI in 2025 isn't what most people imagine. It's not a single mind. It's not one giant robot. It's thousands of tools, each built for specific tasks, each embedded inside human organizations, each answering to someone. Here's the first surprise. Every AI system depends on three things: data, compute, and goals. Data is what it learns from. That data comes from human activity. Your searches, your photos, your purchases, your conversations. Compute is the power that runs it. Massive data centers, expensive chips, electricity at scale, and goals. Every AI system is told what success looks like. Maximize engagement, reduce costs, increase efficiency, detect fraud, approve loans. Those goals are not chosen by the machine. They're chosen by people. And that's where the first lever appears. Deployment. Every AI system starts as code, inactive, waiting. Someone decides when it goes live. Someone decides where it's used. Someone decides how much authority it gets. A hospital decides whether AI assists doctors. A bank decides whether AI filters loan applications. A company decides whether AI screens job candidates. Launch, delay, limit, expand. These are human decisions. And here's what most people miss. There is always an off switch. If a system causes harm, it can be paused, shut down, replaced. The machine does not resist. It doesn't argue. It doesn't fight back. Because deployment is never autonomous. It's approved. But deployment is only the surface. The deeper lever is data. AI learns from examples. But humans decide which examples it sees. What data gets included? What data gets excluded? If the data is skewed, the system reflects that skew. If the data ignores certain groups, the system performs worse for them. This isn't magic. It's math trained on history. And history carries bias. So when a facial recognition system performs unevenly across demographics, that's not the machine inventing prejudice. That's the dataset reflecting imbalance. And someone approved that dataset. Why would they approve imperfect data? Because better data costs money. It takes time. It slows development. And that brings us to another lever: incentives. Most advanced AI systems are funded by investors, public markets, governments. Those funders expect results: growth, scale, return on investment. So the system optimizes for what leadership values. A social platform optimizes for engagement, because engagement drives revenue. A company optimizes for efficiency, because efficiency reduces costs. The AI amplifies the priorities it's given. It doesn't choose them, it executes them. Perfectly. Sometimes too perfectly. That's why recommendation systems can intensify polarization. That's why productivity systems can pressure workers. That's why automated tools can feel cold. They are optimizing exactly what they were told to optimize. Now we reach the most powerful lever. Regulation. Regulation defines what AI is allowed to do, what testing is required, who is responsible when it fails, what transparency must exist. In Europe, AI systems are classified by risk. High-risk systems require oversight and documentation. Some applications are banned entirely. In the United States, the approach is more fragmented. Executive orders, industry commitments, sector rules. In China, AI development aligns closely with state priorities. Different rules create different futures. And here's the important part. Regulation doesn't just control AI. It shapes what gets built in the first place. If privacy laws are strict, companies invest in privacy tools. If liability is clear, safety becomes profitable. If transparency is required, explainability improves. Rules shape incentives. Incentives shape systems. And those rules are being written right now by legislators, advised by industry experts, influenced by lobbying, negotiated in committees. The public rarely sees these discussions, but their outcomes affect everyone. So where does that leave us? In the short term, work changes, not through mass replacement, but through redesign. AI handles volume, humans handle judgment. Some workers become more productive, others feel monitored, measured, optimized. Trust becomes fragile. When a decision is automated, explanation becomes harder, and people struggle to trust what they cannot understand. Education adapts. Some schools resist AI, others integrate it. Students learn how to use these tools and how to question them. Over the next decade, power may concentrate. Compute is expensive, infrastructure is centralized. That gives a small number of organizations disproportionate influence, unless alternative models expand. Public infrastructure, open source systems, cooperative ownership, these are different futures, enabled by different levers. We will also see new roles emerge. AI auditors, ethics specialists, data governance professionals. Because management cannot be automated away, and beneath all of this sits one final lever: narrative. The story we tell about AI shapes everything else. If we believe AI is unstoppable, we surrender oversight. If we believe it is steerable, we demand accountability. Right now, the dominant narrative says the future is inevitable, but it isn't. AI is infrastructure, built by people, funded by people, regulated by people, deployed by people. It operates inside human systems, corporate systems, legal systems, economic systems, political systems. The question is not whether we can steer AI. We already are. The question is who is steering and toward what. The levers only work if we see them. Once you understand deployment, data selection, incentives, regulation, narrative, you begin to notice them everywhere. In your workplace, in policy debates, in product updates, in investment decisions, in cultural conversations. And here's the final truth. The AI future isn't predetermined, it's negotiated. Right now, in boardrooms, in legislatures, in research labs, and in everyday choices. Knowledge doesn't make you powerful in a symbolic way. It makes you powerful in a structural way. Because once you see the levers, You can question them. You can demand transparency. You can choose differently. That is the real control. Not stopping AI, but understanding who steers it and deciding whether you accept the direction. This documentary is part of a larger series exploring AI futures, human agency, and the hidden structures shaping our technological world. We are investigating the questions that matter most. How do we maintain human meaning when machines can think? Where does power really live inside artificial intelligence systems? What advantages do humans actually have? And who decides the future? If these questions matter to you, subscribe. We release new investigations every 2 weeks. The next episode asks a difficult question. What happens when AI gets better at creativity than most humans? We will explore the creativity debate many people avoid. Before you go, there is one final question. We have talked about deployment. We have talked about data. We have talked about regulation. We have talked about narrative. We have seen the levers humans use to steer artificial intelligence. But here is what I want to know from you. Which lever do you think matters most? Is it deployment, the power to say yes or no? Is it data, the power to shape what AI learns? Is it regulation, the power to write the rules? Is it narrative, the power to shape how we think about all of this? Or is there another lever we have not discussed? If you could pull only one lever, which would it be, and why? Leave your answer in the comments. I read every comment, and many of them reveal perspectives I have not considered. Because the more people understand these systems, the harder they are to control invisibly. Knowledge is power, not in a cliché way, in a structural way. Once you see the levers, you can question them. You can demand accountability. You can ask better questions. That is the purpose of this series. Not to make you afraid of artificial intelligence, but to make you aware of the choices being made, so you can participate in those choices, or at least recognize that they exist. See you in the next investigation.